Yeah, forklift licenses.
Yeah.
But okay, let's take it a step before, right? So, first of all, I want, well, hi everyone. This is the first episode of the Flik Floc, a podcast for conversations across oceans of meaning. And I have with me Ullrica. Ullrica is a fellow hypnotherapist, right?
Yep.
And we will get to the forklift things along, along the way. And first of all, thank you, Ulrika, for being here and like being my first guest.
No, there's no problem at all. I
Like
mean, we have conversations now and again anyway. Why not just record it this time, you know?
exactly, and that's the actually that's as I was thinking, like how I want to start this. I was like I wanted to say that we kind of share like a special type of bond, I would say.
Mm.
Like we never physically met.
Nope.
Um, you are the person who gave me my first spiritual experience in with hypnosis. We went for a past life regression. We can go into that later, right?
Yeah.
Um, and somehow we have been having this on and off communication, which has been like I don't know, like maybe every 8 months, every year or something. And so even though we've like talked like only a few times, right? It
Mm,
always
mm.
feels very close, very intimate, I would say, like two friends who know each other for years.
Yeah, I did no problem at all having long conversations.
Yeah.
No. Yeah,
And
and we come from two different places as well. Like we don't really have a lot in common.
no, like so I find this remarkable. I mean, okay, you live in Spain, right? So you kind
Yeah.
of have been I don't know, habituated in the Mediterranean Spain.
Yeah, I suppose we have the heat in common, but
Yes,
then you are living in Prague and there's heat there too, so you know.
there is. Yeah. So like right, and we also have different paths in life. We have very different paths in life from all the time we've talked. All right, I think I mean, okay, my path is my path. It was the academia and then hypnosis, and we
Yeah.
met in hypnosis. But you were started from Sweden and did a bunch of stuff. How
Mm.
was that like?
Uh, do you mean like when my work life started, or do you mean like free time? I played semi-professional handball there for a couple of years. Um, well, I mean, I played for a long time, so it just where do you want to start, you know?
Well, I would say with respect, to where you are now with hypnosis and stuff and living in Spain, right?
Yeah,
What was kind of like the biggest start? I think you're from Sweden,
yeah,
right? And
yeah, yeah.
then you lived where?
Yeah, so I moved to Gran Canaria for 6 months. I worked there for the summer, just before I turned 18. I turned 18 that summer.
Okay,
So that's kind of where my uh, this love for travel started.
okay.
Yeah, but
And
it wasn't great for my body though because it's like it was just partying and yeah, and working in bars and things like that. So my body eventually said, no, and I had to
no,
go home. Yeah,
okay,
I got
okay.
really sick.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry to hear that. But how did it say no?
Well, I mean, when you drink too much alcohol, well, with me, it was my kidneys.
Okay.
So I
So
had to go. I had to go home, which was a good thing. I was done.
you were like, okay, I'm done with this life, right?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with that. And then I had met a guy there
Yeah.
that was uh, that we started dating down there, and he had gone home. He was from Northern Ireland, Belfast, so he asked me that I should come to see him, and
Okay.
then I did, and then that's kind of when all the havoc started there.
Okay.
because he
Yeah.
wasn't a very nice person to me. And I
Mm.
think I was in a time of my life where I couldn't say no. I probably should have left in the beginning
Yeah.
and it wouldn't have escalated the way it did, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where the personal kind of damage, trauma,
Okay.
yeah, we can focus on it, but
Yeah.
if we're just going through a little bit like my journey, that's kind of where my spiritual part, trying to find answers and meaning of life and all of that,
Okay.
and every time I came home to Sweden, I always worked with kids. So I worked in preschools, and they always gave me so much joy.
Yeah.
And then after that, I became like a teaching assistant in
Okay.
Sweden. So to and from between Belfast and Sweden, this is kind of what I was focusing on the children,
Okay.
which I really, really enjoyed. But even that took a hold on me because I hadn't properly kind of healed from what
Yeah.
happened in Belfast. So everything that happened with the kids I took home, I couldn't kind of separate.
Mm.
So if a child was doing bad in school, I felt bad about it at home, and it was just I felt like I couldn't do it anymore. And that's
Okay.
where the forklift license come in. I got an offer to start in a warehouse, and they offered to pay for my forklift license. So
Okay.
after that, I've done that to and from for 6 years.
So
So
you're a,
6 years kids and 6 years warehouse and the bartending and hotel and yeah.
so
So
you're
I
a
have a long
certified
resume.
you're a certified forklift operator.
Yeah, yeah. I've got a license for that, A
Cool.
and B. So
In what?
it's here. It's labeled,
Okay.
so it's like A1, A2, A3.
Okay.
A and B. I have license to
Yeah.
drive. It's all electric. It's not nothing is diesel.
Okay. I mean, like, I don't think I had like ever one-to-one conversation with someone who told me like I'm a certified like I mean I've met people but told me straight I'm a certified forklift operator.
It pays really well, and I think after working with kids, I
Yeah.
think it's the same all over Europe that people that work with kids just don't get paid enough.
Yeah.
And I think I just wanted to earn some good money, which I did. So,
So forklift was paying better than working with kids.
oh yeah, yeah, a lot
Oh
more.
wow.
So yeah, I almost doubled my wage, I think.
Wow, that's a whole theme there, right?
Yeah, yeah, it
By
certainly is.
itself, whole social issue. Um, but then, like, what led to becoming a hypnotherapist, right? You told me it was this situation in Ireland that was causing some personal issues because of the actions of another person,
Yeah,
right?
mm, I tried a lot myself because I had after that man I had a long relationship for 6 years, and that guy was super super kind,
Yeah.
almost too kind to the fact that I blamed everything on my past. Like you couldn't shout at me, couldn't raise his voice or anything, and he was super good to me.
Okay.
Um, but we were just it just went into a really good friendship, and I just couldn't see it move going any further. And I fell in love with someone else, and
Mhm.
that's my husband today. And he was the total opposite. So he was more he's like half Spanish and half Irish and born in England. So he has this like attitude and fire and so he doesn't mind having arguments, and I couldn't handle it, and I think that's when I kind of realized that it's me that had to change to kind of heal and be able
Mm.
to have different relationships. So I got help first from the like medically. So I went to
Okay.
the doctor. I took antidepressants for, well, he said 6 months,
Yeah.
but I only took it for four
Oh,
because
okay.
it was this, I couldn't stop crying. It was like the body had it was set
Mm.
in a mindset that it was just like as soon as I got upset, I was just crying for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And my friends was just like, this is not you. It's like you always laugh and happy and this is not good.
Okay.
So that's why I did it, just to kind of get a restart. And the doctor said, this is not a life sentence. You shouldn't be taking these pills, for the rest of your life now. This is time for you to kind of work on yourself. So
Right.
I started doing that, kind of the medical way, like when I say I didn't meet a psychologist, but it was more like what do you call it? I can't remember the English word for it now. More like a therapist.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And she helped me with some QBT. It's like
CBT.
yeah, it's like a way of breathing and to kind of
Ah.
handle your attacks and you know.
Okay. And some method, but
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So it just kind of learned me how to handle my panic attacks basically. And it
Okay.
was all good, but I wasn't healing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I could still feel that it was something there. And I have been thinking about doing past life regression because it's something that really interests me. And I
Okay.
was just flicking through the phone and I had put this as an intention. You know how important it is for us that the person that comes to see us has an intention. The intention has to be clear, it has to be positive, it has to. And I had that I wanted to do a past life regression. And I was just flicking through my Instagram and I got contacted by a hypnotherapist like, hello, I seen you liked my work because I had
Yeah.
something come up. Yeah. So obviously it was a sales pitch, but
Yeah.
it kind of wasn't though, because that man now turned into my mentor, and
Oh,
we're really
wow.
good friends now. So
Yeah.
yeah, his name is Stephen Towell, and um, I had a past life regression with him, and after that, everything just kind of seemed to change. It was like a revelation for me, just to kind of like realize how I work and why I have these things, what is from certain past lives. I
Yeah.
only did one. I want to do more, but
Okay.
it just kind of made me understand who I am to my core and that I really want to help people. So
Okay.
I asked him, I said, do you think I can become a hypnotherapist? And he says, yeah, of course, yeah. So he recommended Mike Mandel, even
Yeah.
though that's not where he's a clinical hypnotherapist
Yeah.
in UK. So, um, but he said I bought a small package at Mike Mendel's academy, and he said I went in and had a look, and I really liked everything that he had to say about
Yeah.
it, and that's how we met.
Wow. I mean, that's how we met. You
Yeah,
mean us? Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah. 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 We met through there. We met through the Hypnosis Academy, and
yeah,
I think it was through the practice rooms or something when we
yeah,
were.
yeah. I can't remember now.
Uh,
I never did the practice rooms, but I
okay.
think we talked and we decided that we would practice separate. It was
Ah,
outside the
yes.
practice rooms, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I think they
And
didn't exist back then or something.
and it
But
was you and one more that there's a lady as well that is not a hypnotherapist, but she uses parts of it.
okay.
She lives in Valencia, so yeah.
Yeah. So okay, like as you're telling me the story, right? It's like my my analytical and
Oh my
therapy
God.
brain
Yeah.
lights up. Let me put here something on silent, please, for a moment. As you tell me the story, right? I hear like so many transitions between themes. Okay, I hear like the younger you, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and like that six things, wants to explore the world, doesn't perhaps know the measure of things, right? And both like where to stop or how to protect or how to deal with um, perhaps like conflict, even if it is like within healthy boundaries, perhaps, right?
Mm,
and and
mm,
and and then there is the you that you have the issues you have, right?
mm,
That got developed from the interactions of the previous period, right?
mm.
And your friends tell you, um, but this is not you,
Yeah.
right? So like you had like a sense of yourself
Mm.
and then you went somewhere else where it wasn't good for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I got pushed down, and I'm usually a person that always believed in myself, and then I didn't. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
strange. Yeah.
And then somehow you went into this exploration, this journey with finding this hypnotherapist on Instagram, right? I think, yeah, but in the past, when Instagram was different, it was probably easier to do that.
Yeah.
Um, and then you started this journey, you decided to become yourself, this person became a mentor, and you are where you are now, right?
Hmm.
And you did this through past life regression because from what I understand, that spoke to your heart
Yeah, it did.
more.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was. I listen. I follow my gut. I've
yeah,
done that my whole life.
your
Yeah.
gut. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Speak to your body in some way, right?
Yeah.
um and like what fascinates me in this is like you seek to change the situations you have been in, right? But you didn't return to the previous sense of meaning you had. You seeked something that was completely out there.
Mm.
In terms of meaning, is something that refers to even out of your current life you're currently
Hmm.
living,
Yeah.
right? Whether we want to examine if this is factually true or not, it doesn't matter
Mm.
at this point. But in terms of meaning, you saw something completely out,
Hmm. Yeah. But
and now,
also that came my way, because
yes,
I got offered it. It was I didn't um if he wouldn't have contacted me on Instagram, I wouldn't have done the session. I don't think I would have found anyone. I had an intention to do it, but not where and when and
yeah.
anything like that.
But your intention, basically, because you like this person work,
Hmm.
it's kind of like, I don't know, maybe you were pressing a lot of loves or something to someone's posts.
Yeah, on his, I think it was just one post I liked on that one because he uses a lot of humor,
Ah, okay,
and it's just like funny memes on his. That's all he shares really. And I think it
okay.
was something that really hit home. So I pressed it, and then he just said, "Oh, I saw you were interested," and yeah, basically,
Yeah, okay. Basically, you put your intention out there and you
yeah,
got something back, right?
yeah,
Even though you didn't actively want to say, oh, yeah, I want to do this thing, but
yeah,
you were
exactly.
open to it.
It was offered, and then I was like, yeah, okay,
Yeah, yeah, I'm open to it, right?
yeah,
So, how would you say, like, is you where you are now, right?
yeah,
Compared to where you were when you were 18, right? Let's say because in both cases, right, before the tip, in both cases, you are
yeah,
like you're the smiling person. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
everything life brings, but you can enjoy life, right? But is it the same?
No, I'm definitely not the same. I have a different calm inside me now than when I was 18. I think I was just searching and um I didn't know what I wanted to be. And now I realize that I don't have to be one thing. And I think that was something that was
Okay.
really major in my life. But I think I'm still the happy me, the one that
Yeah.
jokes and want everybody to feel good around me.
Right. 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 But I want to grab in from this thing you just said, right? You realized you don't have to be one thing
Mm-hmm.
because I think right, and at least I don't know, when I was growing up, the idea was that someone becomes one thing, right?
Yeah.
That it's this person who has this career, who has this, uh, I don't know, worldview, which remains probably constant. I think it was even like as a notion, um, and probably it still exists, right? That someone stays consistent with their beliefs their whole lives because
Mm.
everyone else judges other people according to how consistent they stay
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
their beliefs, which in
It's it,
retrospect, it sounds completely paranoid.
No, it's true, but I think because I moved around, I think that's why, and also because of what I've been through, I wanted to be the best me, you know. I wanted
Okay.
to, if I'm the best me, that will benefit others, a bit like
Yeah.
that.
Okay. And the best you is not a single you. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah, exactly. Because I come across, I have like at the moment I have three different jobs, so it's just I just realized that I feel better when I do different tasks, you know.
Yeah. 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 And I am like that too, by the way. Like I'm
Hmm.
like I like to having different tunnels of attention I go into.
Yeah,
And I feel better, and I think I'm better at each one of them versus having one thing, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We have
But-
something in common there.
yes, we do. Right. So, but would you say like that's something you cultivated later? The realization of
Yeah, the realization, yeah. I
that you
think
can be
before I was doing different things, but I thought I was just searching, you know, to the
to find the
uh
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
So and then I was like mm, it wasn't that long ago it clicked for me. I was just like, why do I just have to do one thing? Why can't I just do several things?
Yeah.
Exactly. Because I come across so many like different people now
Mm,
than I wouldn't have done before.
right.
The hypnotherapy, weirdly, because I want to do it online, but weirdly, everybody, it's been in person, you know.
Okay.
So that's something that really confused me in the beginning when it comes to the hypnotherapy. That you know, I thought people would like to be in their own home while doing a hypnosis, but
Yeah.
they want to come see me, so that's good though.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And I think there's something else, right? In like us doing many things versus just having this one thing. Which, by the way, I feel like it's often promoted as a virtuous thing to have the one thing that is the one thing you focus and succeeds, brings you success. But it's like if one has one thing, many things, right?
Mm,
It's more also more like that one is open in what life brings their way,
mm.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
So your clients, come to meet you in real life in
Mm,
hypnotherapy, but then you do other stuff and you meet all these different people and you have all this variety.
yeah.
How is dealing with all this variety, right? Like among different topics and different areas, like different occupations, having to switch your mind from one to the other.
Well, when there's a lot, I stress. So what I've noticed with the hypnotherapy, that comes in waves.
Mm,
So it'll be quiet for a while, and then suddenly, boom, I'll have several bookings, and then I teach conversational English to
okay.
people that I'm gonna generalize now because it's not every student, but it's it's students that didn't do very well in English in school. They didn't have a good teacher, or they were shy and they've been scared of using it, or
Hmm.
some actually feel blocked. So that
Oh,
if they forget one English word, they just can't continue the conversation. Um,
okay.
because we got taught a lot of um, NLP as well with the Mike Mendel, I seem to use a lot of it also with my English students. So
Okay.
it's benefited me.
So you find basically that your the communication skills from the hypnosis and NLP education helps you in your
It
teaching. And
really does. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just to like what to focus on, you know, what
yeah,
to tell. No, no, no. We're not focused on what not working. We're going to focus on what is working, and then we'll put a little bit in every time, you know?
okay, okay. So how else you find has informed your because you've worked with kids in the past, right?
Yeah.
How else you find has informed your hypnosis and hypnotherapy, which is essentially communication skills, right?
Mm,
In the essence,
yeah.
your teaching now and
Yeah.
your interaction with younger people.
Yeah, I think the curiosity. Well, the students aren't. They're not younger.
Oh,
They're like
okay.
yeah,
Sorry.
they're like 30 plus. Yeah, these
Oh,
are
okay.
the because of the page I do it through. They it's mostly like businesses. So it's
Mm,
like 30. 30 years and above.
Okay. Okay.
Anything from football players to dietists to I've been really surprised every time when there's a new student. Yeah, it everything. They have every background.
Okay. So basically, you also deal with people with many different backgrounds
Yeah,
and like perhaps come with different thinking
yeah,
mindsets.
they do. Yeah,
So you
yeah.
have to kind of adapt to those.
Yeah, exactly. Because some are more analytical, and
Okay.
others are more like me. They're more nurturing, and but something they all have in common is that they're pretty hard on themselves when it comes to the
Oh,
English. They think they can't do it, and then they'll say, "Oh, my English is really, really bad. I can't even speak." And then when we
okay.
start talking, they can. There's nothing wrong with their English. It's just when stress comes
Mm,
in, they start, but they're like, oh, but I feel comfortable with you. And I was like, yeah, well, that's how
yeah.
you practice. That's how you
Yeah.
start.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's like, right. That's a common thing in performance also. Like when people have like a stress, it kind of acts as a block. And it's
Yeah,
like literally like a part of our brain, it happens to all of us, kind of shuts down
yeah.
because we think of perhaps of failure, right? And
Hmm.
we are like, oh, I better not deal with the outcome of that.
Yeah. Well, and they got told they can't do it as well.
Exactly. And it's just a lot of the times, like not always, but a lot of it's just relaxing, right? And feeling comfortable
Yeah.
and going into it.
Mm.
That's interesting. So you kind
Mm.
of like help people also explore
Yeah. That's what I
in
do. I'm curious. I'm very curious with people. This is something with hypnotherapy. Once I started, I can listen to hours of hypnotherapy sessions like past life.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
hours. I could go for a walk and then just listen to somebody going into different parts of their, different
Yeah.
lifetimes and in between lives and all of that. So I find it fascinating what we can create, whether you believe it or not, because something that we use a lot in hypnotherapy is metaphors.
Yes.
And past lives is kind of like that, that we create metaphors for us to make it make sense.
Yes.
The only thing is that I actually believe that we did have past lives. That's the only difference. But no, you don't need to believe it though.
And I think that's a very important point, right? Because I mean, when we and I think that's one of the things that fascinated me with you. Okay. I agree to do the past life with you. Okay.
Which was so cool, yeah.
It was so
I
cool because
get it,
like
yeah.
we'll do a past life and I went into the future. I went
And
to 2154 year. I still remember the number.
yeah, so do I. So do I. And the thing is that you're not you're the there was a person after you that also went to the
Oh,
future.
wow. Wow.
Yeah. And I was just like, this is just nuts. I had no idea. And then I gave you that book, didn't I? The
Yeah.
Helen Bambach,
Yeah.
that she did about future.
Yeah.
Uh, well, it can't be called regression. I don't know.
No,
Futurization.
I
I
made
don't
up
know.
a term myself, future life progression.
Yeah. And I
Ullrica.
wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah, like unconsciously pushing people into the future of their future lives. It was an insane experience. I still have like memories of it still come to my
You're
mind, you
probably
know?
not even from the past,
It-
you're from the future. You come back.
yes, I am the past life of my future
Yeah,
selves.
exactly.
Oh,
Yeah,
amazing. I
let's
mean,
confuse it some more.
but that's the thing, right? I mean, and I want to put a bit of myself here a bit because I am someone who comes from science, from academia. I've
Mm,
studied theoretical physics. I am a very analytical person,
mm,
right? And I am very, how should I put it? I wouldn't say I'm very like stickler to the scientific truth per se, but
mm,
I'm very like I obsess a lot about things being well defined and what something is, right? I don't like things being like very nebulous in general,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. The
And
woo woo,
yeah. Like so,
which I absolutely love.
you love,
It's
right?
just yeah,
And back then, probably I think I was even more uh, sticking even more strictly to the scientific idea of truth.
yeah,
But I was like curious,
yeah,
right? And I
yeah,
was like, I need to experience that. I don't know what it is. I need to experience that. And you appeared like I don't think back then I had a preference towards you or something. And I went into it without believing it's true, right? That's why I'm
yeah,
returning to
yeah.
what you
Of course.
said. Like
Yeah.
one doesn't have to believe in you helped, you did it with me from your side, believing it's true.
Mm-hmm.
And from my side, I was like, I just want to have this type of experience.
Yeah, but you were open to it because this is
Exactly.
something we say. If you're not open to it, you can't go anywhere. It's just like a door shut.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And and that's what fascinated me because first of all, that we had this like different approach to the topic, and it's still we still work between us. I think this is
yeah.
fascinating.
It was good one.
And later, when we spoke like a year later, a
Mm?
summer, you
Yeah,
told me you threw something. I don't know if you remember it. You said, I wouldn't have offered this to you, you told me,
yeah,
if you weren't an open person.
yeah.
And this also stuck to my mind. And I was like, how did she know? Like, we haven't had a lot of interactions. How did you know if I would be, if I wanted it and I was just closed, or if I was like, I wanted it and I was like open to things, even though um I was not abiding, right, to all the words and the verbiage and the mythology
Yeah,
of,
yeah, that's
of the
true.
past
Yeah.
life regressions of the spiritual thing, because that's not
No, you
the
just
words of my
went where you
meaning.
needed to go. Yeah, you went to the
But you
future.
you still said like, I see you are open,
Mm.
even though you don't use these words and this language to describe your world.
Well, I have I'm very good at not reading people per se, but
Yeah.
I know. I can't put words on it. I
It's like a feeling
yeah,
thing.
I'm very good with people. So I
Okay.
know straight away if it's both ways or if it's just one way or
Okay.
I've noticed that with my clients as well, whether it's gonna be a good session or not a good session.
So you
Sometimes
just know.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
The worst are probably with people that don't have inner dialogues. That's been really difficult. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been told to go to a hypnotherapist and then they can't have inner dialogues. And we have to start there.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. And I mean, okay, this like diverges to another topic, right?
Yeah. We don't have to go into that.
No, it's fine, but I think it's interesting because it's something I've seen in my practice. It's like, right, because it is about like how we cross different meanings, and we talked about your meaning, right? How
Hmm.
you cross different meanings in different aspects of your life.
Mm.
But also when someone comes to therapy or to hypnotherapy, right? It's um being able to have some inner dialogue or reflection with themselves already established,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
right? Otherwise, it's like we have to show someone how to walk first
Yeah,
before they can
exactly.
run.
Yeah. And sometimes they just want that, you know, it be fixed in one session and
Mm-hmm.
I noticed straight away that this is not going to be one session only.
Yeah. And there are conditions where one session things work, and there are conditions where there
That's when
aren't.
they're already kind of
Yeah.
already moved on from it. This is quite amazing when they come to me and they're like, and I'm like, "Are you ready?" And they're like, "Yeah, I'm ready." And then afterwards, it's like, I can't believe it, it's gone, and then I'm like, "Yeah, but you were already ready. Like you were ready to
Yeah.
get rid of this. I just guided you there. It's like done. Bye.
Right.
Don't see you again."
Right. And that's an interesting thing, right? Sometimes people, right, it's like they have the conditions ready to go into what they want, and sometimes they have to go through other conditions they don't realize yet.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like a change in their meaning and their expectations.
Mm.
Would you say it was something like that for you, or you were like,
Yeah, I mean, that's what happened when I had my past life regression. I mean, how woo-woo do you want to go in this podcast?
oh, go full in. That's
If
your space.
I have seen twice in my life I've seen something that I can't explain, like a ghost or
Okay.
whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
Twice, very, in different ages as well. I think it was 11 the first time, and I think it was like 17 the second time. The second
Okay.
time I did have fever, so you could easily see things then. But the first time I didn't. It was just before bedtime, and I remember it so clearly, and it was like the same. It's like hooded something, shadow man. And he
Okay.
was just pointing at me,
Hmm.
Obviously, I screamed. My sister came in, and he was gone. And then the second time, it was like this. They looked the same, but he had a bow and arrow, and aiming it at me. And at the same time, a friend came into the room that I was living with, and
Yeah.
I looked away and looked back, and it was gone. But I wasn't scared the second time because I had already seen it the first time, if you know what I mean.
Hmm.
And after my terrible years in Belfast, it wasn't all bad. I made some
Yeah.
really good friends there, but after that, I started having PTSD, and I thought I was going to die at night.
Okay.
And then the attacks started. So I started being attacked. So I woke up with fear every single night almost for like 2 years.
Okay. Okay.
And the only thing I could do usually would be like get up and walk around and then go
Yeah.
back to sleep. Okay,
Yeah.
but it was just it was just annoying me. Like I started getting angry, because it's like I felt something in the room,
Okay.
and I was like, how am I gonna get rid of this?
Hmm.
And a friend of mine had said that the word, it's like, I believe in frequencies.
Okay.
I believe
Yeah.
in that's like, look at the English language. It's so simple when you think about other languages. They think two things mean the same, and you can get into conspiracies when it comes to this as well. It's like, where the hell did this simple language come from?
Okay.
And um, and she said that the word Yeshua, which is usually like what people would call Jesus, but if you like say Yeshua, that will kind of like that's supposed to protect you. And this can be linked back to Egyptian. I can share some from where I got my, after looking into it, because I hadn't heard it before. But because I believe that words, intentions,
Yeah.
after the what's his name? The Japanese one that does um he freezes water, and he
Ah,
puts like
yeah,
love in
yeah,
it, and
yeah,
things
yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because of that, like, that I was like, Yeshua, okay, Yeshua. So I did one night, and I just said Yeshua, Yeshua, Yeshua over and over and over again, right? And suddenly there was just like an implode in my heart, and like here, like somebody just touched my heart, and then it just spread in my whole body, just a calm, just a total calm, not like love, not like anything like that, just a total calm. And after that, I'm nothing. I sleep great now.
Wow.
I know.
And
And the only thing, like, because I'm still rational. Even though I'm into woo woo, I still want an explanation. And the only thing I can say is like there's something in the frequency of what I said, Yeshua. That's the only thing. Or my intention that
yeah,
I'm giving
yeah.
myself calm.
Well, yeah,
But
I
I
mean,
believe it.
it is an interesting thing, like, the interplay, right? Because that's what I hear saying eventually, the interplay between tuning with our
Yeah.
experience and doing what we need to do according to our intuition,
Hmm.
how tuned we are,
Hmm.
and um, being able to analyze and rationalize this
Yeah.
thing. And there is an overlap between these two things, but they don't always fit perfectly together.
No. No,
Yeah.
so I don't know if it was the word Yeshua or if it was my intention of just like protecting myself, but I
Yeah.
couldn't, but something I didn't intend was obviously the feeling that happened, the implode of just pure calm. Like how
Yeah.
the hell did that, well, that's something I can't explain.
Well, I mean, sounds like it was what you needed, right?
Yeah, it was because it disappeared after that. I don't have it.
And
I
how is
don't.
this connected to the past life regressions and you exploring the spiritual stuff later in the Google?
Yeah, exactly. So when I did my because I was looking for, I think I was just looking to understand kind of how I'm going through everything this life. I want to break patterns, right? So I don't want
Hmm.
to continue what I've had from other lifetimes.
Okay.
But it was quite interesting because most of my lifetimes I've just been a really happy chappy. I've just been
Yeah.
really, yeah, we had really happy lives. Like I was quite surprised. So to the ones that we went in, but it was the last life that was of importance was that I tend to love other people more than
Mm.
I love myself, which I still do that. So that was maybe a pattern to focus more on me, and that's what I got out of that.
Yeah.
To respect myself a little bit more, to set boundaries, which I hadn't. So
Okay.
that's the good thing that came out of it.
And you had to go to another life to find that.
Yeah, to make it make sense and to feel
Interesting.
it. It was like um so from me that believe in past lives, whether it all happens at the same time or different
Yeah.
aspects of us,
Doesn't
however you
matter.
want to look at it, um, it's that if a part of us, whether it's in our
Yeah.
soul or a blood memory or something, then if it's not being listened to and it's damaged trauma, that we deal with as well
Mm.
in this life, if we don't deal with it, it can come out in
Yeah.
disease, in pain,
Totally.
in other aspects. I mean, we worked a little bit on ego state therapy, haven't we? And
Yeah.
it's like we have to respect all parts of us, and I think that's what the past life did for me. I started respecting that I have gone through stuff, and
Okay.
started listening more into that.
Okay. I hear that. Where my brain goes when I hear all that is like I'm trying to put some rational
Rational.
framework around it
Yeah,
because I
good
am
luck
who
with
I
that.
am. So I just want to say that's where this question comes from, right?
Yeah,
Because we have these completely different worlds, and I'm trying to
yeah, we do.
understand what you are saying from my perspective, but also honor it at the
Yeah.
same time,
Yeah, but
right?
you know that I don't take offense.
Yeah,
I love
exactly.
hearing your side of it, and I can see that.
And that's so important because I feel often there is this feud between spiritual people and science from both sides. Like, I mean,
But the
just
thing is, so I want science to explain some of the
yeah.
stuff that I've gone through.
Well, my
So
question
I
is not
like listening to you.
scientific. It's not
Hmm.
scientific, but it tries to put a rational framework. So,
Hmm.
and you tell me if it's true or not. Okay, what I hear, and tell me if I'm wrong. Maybe I am. Was the spiritual framing in any form it came, the past life regressions or other things you've explored, perhaps, a way for you to have some meaning around your intuition because you strike me as a very intuitive person through our whole conversation and everything
Yeah,
you said. It was a way for you to find meaning and structure for an intuition you had that you felt uh, the the common rational frameworks around you couldn't contain, couldn't
yeah.
couldn't explain.
Hmm.
Was it
Yeah,
like that?
yeah. I
Say,
think you explained it well there. Yeah,
okay, okay.
yeah.
So
I
it
I
was,
think I think I think we all need structures,
yeah,
which obviously now going into it, I realize is like almost impossible because we're so many fragments inside ourselves. Like it's just crazy. Um, but yeah, I think that's kind of what I've been and accept, I think
yeah,
as well,
yeah,
accept that it is the way it is, and not let it get to me. To know that, for example, that emotions don't stay, it flows, you know,
Yeah.
and after reliving things over and over and over again to get to the point where I'm not reliving it anymore, but still not still acknowledging it's there, but not taking it on as an emotion. That's something that was just because that's what PTSD is, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. But why you needed a spiritual framework for that? I mean, there are so many clinical frameworks. I'm just pushing back
Yeah,
here
yeah,
just
that
for
no,
the
but I mean
sake
that's
of
a
it.
really good I my grandfather was a reverend, so I'm raised Christian. So I
Okay.
guess that I we were always pushed to believe in something, I think.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
uh and I think I've seen too many weird things in my life that I didn't ask for, that how can I ignore it? Kind of like that. If maybe if I wouldn't have seen what I saw when I was younger,
Yeah.
or
The hooded person,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and maybe sensed everything that, you know, and also it's like some weird shit has happened to me, you know, when it comes
Okay.
to like synchronicity, you know, like meeting an ex that was from Norway. I met him in Denmark, and it's like, you know, out of nowhere, years later, it's like I just can't get my head around all the coincidences that has happened in my
Mm.
life, you know. Um, like how I came across my animals, my pets that I've had, you know, the timing of it all. Like I don't, yeah, I can't just accept it as coincidence, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I get it. Like it's no, I think it's a beautiful way to make meaning. I think.
mm, yeah, exactly. Make meaning. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it is. Yeah.
I mean, I'm very, I feel I'm reducing it way too much when I say it like that. But, but
Yeah, but
yeah,
what was it that I shared this morning to my daughter? It was because she's more rationalistic, you know, but she's in her teenage years, so I never push any of my woo woo on her.
oh,
It's like if she wants to hear it, but she just thinks I'm nuts, you know, in a fun way, obviously.
yeah,
But I sent her this thing with two autistic kids that they're doing
yeah,
different, like they can hear thoughts, they can hear other people's thoughts,
yeah,
and then they're doing loads of studies on this, like how is it even possible, you know.
yeah.
And for me it just makes sense because it's like frequencies, and some can pick up on things that, you know, other people can't. So I want to make it fit into science, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, I understand what you mean, right? It's like I have my own understanding for these things. I don't want to go too much into
Yeah.
it here, but I think like it's an interesting thing that you had an experience, right, early on in your life,
Mm,
right? This hooded person and all that, and perhaps a common approach would be to say to someone, right? Oh, I don't know, this is a bad thing, or this is a problematic thing, or this is something that you shouldn't be having, right?
mm.
But instead, you found but this was connected with something else inside, from what I
Yeah,
understand,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and eventually you found the structures and the frameworks and the stories, right?
Mm,
And the beliefs that help you connect with this thing and work with it as part of your life in a
mm,
way that helps you and others.
mm. I'm sorry, that's my dog barking there in the
Okay,
background.
it's okay. At least that's how I see it from my perspective.
Yeah.
How is it from you? Am I reducing it too much?
No, I just if it wasn't from the perception from what's happening around me and inside of me, I don't think I would have gone the woo-woo way, you know.
Exactly, exactly.
It really is how I perceive things, as
Yeah,
I see meaning in it, and other people might not look into it that deeply. I don't know if I got told by a friend that that I probably have ADHD, and maybe that would make sense. But I don't have the good ADHD where you actually get shit done. I have the chaotic chaotic one.
but you see, I mean, there's so many things popping up here, right? Because I offered you a very kind of dry framework, and I'm like, is it like that to you? And you went immediately to my perception, and that's how I make things, and it's like. how we talk about the same thing. I mean, in a way, we agree, right? Just now, like if anyone could like rewind and we just explain it from completely different, while we agree. And
Yeah, exactly. And that's what
I,
we do. Yeah. Because
I think
because
that's
I
amazing.
can see it from other people's perspective.
Yeah,
And that's what I love about the hypnotherapy. It's not about disagreeing with the other person, it's how they feel and how they I'm not there to tell them it's wrong. And that's why I don't think I would like to get into the clinical hypnotherapy bit because um that's that just doesn't seem to interest me. I like the woo-woo bit. I like
yeah,
the people that come to me that just they don't want to rationalize things. They just want to move on from things. They're ready to like look at the positive stuff and then how their metaphors
right.
has so much meaning to them. And sometimes I get like chills, when I'm asking
Okay.
certain questions and they answer and I get chills. I was like, oh,
Oh,
we're
wow.
on to something here. It's like my body's telling me, okay, push it that way, push it that way. And it's
Right.
just it's
And
amazing when they create their own metaphors and I'm like, oh, I didn't see that coming.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, I think that's what I love too. And like being able to operate from this deep intuitive level.
Mm,
Um, I think this is what makes great sessions and lead people to breakthroughs. Not
yeah.
necessarily to results, but to breakthroughs, and breakthroughs lead to results eventually, right?
Yeah, because I have heard afterwards sometimes that maybe the session didn't, but it opened the door, if you know what I mean.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
they felt like, okay, I can take it from here.
Yes, I had the same thing happen. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah,
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 that's
yeah, yeah. And
happened
it
a
it
couple of
it
times.
is this thing, right? Because a lot of the marketing in our industry is focused on the result. Because I mean,
Yeah.
people want to solve
One
something.
session done. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But
but
they don't,
sometimes it is about opening the door.
yeah. Sometimes they don't just don't realize you're actually empowering the person
Yeah,
to fix it themselves. And sometimes it's just enough for them to look at it from outside.
exactly, exactly.
And yeah,
Yeah,
I like that.
and that's a spiritual framework in the end. In the end, right? That's how I understand it. It's like help someone see something from the outside.
And I try to be so careful
Yeah,
because I don't want to put words in their mouth. Like it's something that Mike Medell uses a lot, the framework on how we say things. It's like, oh, you're walking um on a road rather than a path because a path is different to a road. And then it's like you don't say it's sunny, it's like you look up and the weather
yeah,
is exactly how you want it to be, and the wind or no wind. It's like you got to be so careful with what you say so you don't guide them. You let them create it themselves. And
yeah,
I
yeah,
have a
yeah.
lot of
Totally.
respect for that.
Yeah, let people create their own journey, right?
Yeah, I don't want to put any of my own beliefs in
Mhm.
their sessions, but when I get goosebumps, I got to follow it.
When we get goosebumps, we have to follow it. And
Yeah, yeah.
and again, that doesn't mean we impose it, but it means there is something to check, right? Again, we can be like, what's that about, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the thing. And sometimes they don't want to go there. So then you just got to respect that as well.
totally, totally. Yeah, yeah. So, what would you say is the most wild spiritual experience you had? Like we talked about goosebumps, like hooded men, ghosts. What would you say, like from everything you've explored, everything you've done? Um, what was the most profound, the most revelating thing you had?
That must have been what I felt there after being
The
feeling
Yeshua,
like I've been attacked. Yeah, yeah, with that.
the
That must have
Yeshua.
been, yeah, the calm. But I also, if we're gonna get more woo-woo, I did
Go
a
fall in, yeah. Go
I
fall
did
in.
a Kundalini as well,
Kundalini,
and
okay,
yeah, and that was also life-changing for me.
okay.
That took away worries, fears. That was just something so weird that I've never even thought about. I was just doing a meditation. I to be honest with you, I had no idea what I was doing. So
You
yeah, it was just off YouTube. I love doing meditations, just to calm.
okay?
And I did a Kundalini meditation, and I did that, and everything just opened up. I could just feel like how I was breathing in energy in
Mm.
every chakra point, and then I could just whoosh, and then it was like a spiral up and down, up and down. I saw gold, and it was just like a spiral, and then one spiral down, and it was just the weirdest. Yeah, that and Yeshua, that everything that I've felt inside that I cannot explain is probably the
Yeah,
weirdest.
yeah. I
And
mean,
how I felt after. Yeah.
there wasn't any imagery, right? It was more like a feeling, an inner feeling.
Yeah, well, I had my eyes closed, so it's what I saw.
You're what?
Yeah, I had my eyes closed,
Okay. Ah, the
when I did my
spirals were what you
meditation.
saw.
Yeah, I
Yeah, yeah,
didn't
yeah.
see it as in like with the eyes open. I saw it with the eyes closed.
Okay, okay. Wow. And you would say like that's the Yeshua thing, right? And this Kundalini thing were your biggest, the
Yeah.
strongest things you felt with this.
Yeah, I think once you feel a certain energy,
Yeah.
you can't unfeel it.
Mm, mm.
So it's like I can go back into that feeling again for when it happened. The same with the issue. I can go back to that and just go, wow, I sense that, you know. It's like we can all sense fear but that's not going to help us, But these to have felt these frequencies, kind of it just empowers me of when I have a bad day.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you connect with the experience, and it
Yeah,
yeah. We would call it anchoring in
yeah, yeah.
in
I
clinical
anchored it.
terms, but
Yeah,
like saying it anchoring sounds so dry compared to what you just
it does.
described
Yeah.
to me. It's like,
Yeah. No, so I tend to go back to that feeling. It's like if you have a really happy memory that, whether it's somebody having a birthday they never forget, or maybe when they fell in love or things like that, you can go back into that memory and you can kind of like feel it. And that's what this felt. When you have felt that frequency, you can't unfeel it. It's like, so I'm
yeah.
happy to have done that.
So what did this release for you, the Kundalini thing?
It gave me calm.
It gave you
Yeah,
calm.
yeah, but a different calm than the one after the attack. That was more like an empty calm, like it was just uh, how do I separate them? The other one was more like the Kundalini was more like a tingly feeling, and afterwards, for a few days later, it was just like, wow,
Yeah.
nothing can, I have no fear. I have nothing. I could just, jump out of an airplane now. And now that's
Woo!
still an issue. No, that's still an issue. I don't like flying still. We do need to fix that.
Okay, okay.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but jumping is okay, but getting in the plane, it's
Yeah, exactly.
interesting how things work sometimes.
Oh no. No, no,
Oh,
but I think it was just because I I almost got murdered basically. He almost strangled me to death in Belfast.
oh,
And after kind of looking in somebody's eyes and thinking you're gonna die, it has profound um kind of like, wow, did that just happen? It's not really like a near death because they died, but I passed out. Um, I don't think I died, but I passed out. And
okay.
and when I woke to, I was just like, holy crap,
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
how did that almost go wrong? It was almost like that. I didn't deserve it. I didn't,
No
and
one deserves something like that. I mean,
no, and it's
yeah,
just either you feel fear for the rest of your life because of it, or you transform it and you
yeah,
just feel grateful every day.
yeah, yeah. This is the post-traumatic growth, right?
Mm,
That
mm,
takes place, and right. I think that's the thing. Like, if someone, like, if there is a framework, right? that helps someone overcome something like that,
Mm.
does it matter if it's clinical or not?
No, 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 it
It
doesn't.
doesn't.
I did
It,
both though, didn't I? So
exactly,
yeah,
exactly. But I'm like, it doesn't. It doesn't.
no.
Right? That's the thing. Wow. So the Yeshua and the Kundalini. So none of those was a past life regression, though.
No, the past life regression had more of a personal kind of ego thing for
Okay.
me, like to make me understand my being more, like after going in, we went into like 10 lives maybe, and
Okay.
I just kind of got to the core what sort of person I am. And
Ooh.
I'm a people pleaser. Like I love when people are happy around me, I love
Yeah.
making them laugh. But I think I do change a little personality depending on which person I'm with also.
Yeah.
So I do think that I can change that. But if I'm going out and if I'm going to the pub and watch the football or something like that, yeah, it's definitely the happy Ullrica that you'll meet there.
Yeah, I totally relate to that. I do something similar as well. With according to who I meet, it's just like a switch flips inside, right? And I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. Let's enjoy this.
yes,
And
yes. It can be fun. It like when it's conscious, it can be fun, right?
yeah.
That's the thing.
Mm.
Versus when it just happens without someone realizing.
Yeah, and I think before, maybe you said when I was 18, maybe I cared a little bit more about what people thought about me then,
Yeah,
as a
yeah,
growth. And now I just kind of come to the point where, that's no fun. Like, so I don't tend to hold back anymore. And obviously
okay.
that can cause a lot of, not everybody's gonna like me anymore. Some people are like, what happened to you? And I'm like, me happened to me,
Many
like
things.
yeah, I'm turning into the person where I don't hold on to things
Yeah,
and I just want to continue on with life.
that's great. So,
Yeah.
considering all that, right? Like from the bars, um, the Yeshua, the forklift. It's also the forklift. Working with children,
Yeah.
the hypnotherapy, the big spiritual experiences, the moments, right, and all that. Teaching English.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's like very rich. All this. It's extremely rich.
Yeah.
What would you say has been your biggest transition?
Um, it has to be hypnotherapy.
Has to be
Having
hypnotherapy.
having people come to me uh, to guide them.
Okay.
I could say, help them, but guide them is just the best word for it. Just basically
Yeah.
let them understand themselves without me telling them who they are. Let them experience it. I think that's what they actually have inside of them, and bring that out and make it bigger. I think that's the most profound thing that I've done.
So helping others achieve the
Yeah.
same, being in the position to do that, has been the biggest transition for you as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Wow.
It made me humble, and I have a lot of respect for it. And also, there's people you can't help, and that has
Yeah.
also. Uh, but I'm trying to tell them that just because it didn't work this time doesn't mean that it might not work with somebody else. I always recommend that even if we didn't have the rapport,
Yeah.
that they should still consider it and maybe self-hypnosis or just don't stop, just because you hit one obstacle.
Yeah, definitely. And I
Because I
think
want to help everyone, but sometimes it doesn't work all the time.
no, it doesn't work all the time. And that's
Mm.
that's another thing that's important, right? Because we like often, we present the successes forward, right?
Mm.
And that's normal. But also it's important for people to understand that um they it's up to them to continue their journey. And because I see this online very often, people say like, oh, like I tried this and it didn't work for me,
Yeah.
right? But you tried it with who? With
Yeah,
which
exactly.
person?
Yeah.
Which method were they were following?
Mm.
How was the person you tried it that specific day in their life? I mean, because our state matters.
Yeah.
but then for the other, for the person who experienced it, the client, the person who wants to resolve something, where are in their journey, in their awareness? Like
Mm.
someone could have the same session with the same practitioner 2 years later and have like a completely different result.
Yeah.
So I think it's always important for people to like. I think it's much more useful to separate things and see what worked, what didn't work, versus just like um, lumping everything together as a failure, right? And I
Mm.
think that's one of the biggest dangers in someone's evolution
And
when
I think
something doesn't
this
work.
it makes me think, how much pressure, because I feel like we have tons of pressure to help the person, and if we don't, we fail. That's what it feels, even though
Yeah.
a lot is on the person. But I've always thought, like, I wonder with psychologists within the healthcare system, do they have that pressure? That's something always that I've never met anyone to be able to ask that question. But I wonder if they have the same pressure, or did they have the person come back next week? I want to fix the person within a few sessions, and the psychologist, you can go and talk to him for a couple of years. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that's what I was gonna talk about this on on I don't know when, but I'm gonna have a conversation about this, about the coping, learning to understand all your uh, responses and everything. You're coping, you're learning to cope with it. And then you
Yeah,
have transforming it and healing, the two dynamics. Most people just cope and they're like, well, this is who I am, instead of
yeah.
like, can I change it? Can I transform it? Can I be this other person? Do I have it in me? Which most people do.
I think yeah, and there is like a process for someone to embrace that in bigger and bigger degree, right? And
Mm,
sometimes this process goes through coping until
mm,
coping stops being enough,
mm.
right? I
Yeah.
don't know. At least that's how I see it from my view.
But it's just how I started my own journey. I'd learned how to cope,
Yeah.
with
Ah,
my
okay. So it's similar
PTSD
for
and the
you.
crying. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of how I see it. So I learned how to
Right.
cope with it, and the breathing, when
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
came, and when I think I was going to die, and then it just, after that, something with everything that I tried healed
Yeah.
it. I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
have it anymore. It doesn't happen. I don't
Yeah.
have any attacks anymore. And
Yeah.
it's just, for anyone that's gone through PTSD and has had it for years, and or wake up in the middle of the night and can't breathe and stuff like that. It's like, I don't have that anymore. I mean, just for anyone to hear that should be like amazing. Why wouldn't you want to continue however you need to continue with that?
Definitely. I'm sorry. I was like spacing out a bit because
Yeah.
my physicist brain was modeling what you were saying in a different way. It was like making a, I was like, like it fits. Like,
Well, that's good then. You can translate it now. You'd be like my translator. So
yeah.
everyone that listens to this pod, they can just understand both ways. It's excellent.
Exactly.
The
I
woo-woo
was thinking like that.
gets the woo-woo, and the,
Yeah.
the scientific side, they'll get it too.
Like there is like a face space of possibilities, right? That people can explore on a certain level. That's what I was thinking. It's like a plane
Yeah.
and like coping or like first like smaller changes we experience. That's for all of us. We kind of like stay in the same plane and explore the face space, right?
Mm,
All possibilities in this. And sometimes we are not ready to go to the next level, right? Of
mm.
change until
No, we're
we
not.
have
Yeah.
not explore all the possibilities, but sufficiently explore them
Mm,
and reach the level where we can say, like, either okay, I know enough about this, or I know enough about this to know that it's not working. Like there is a point where kind of the current exploration exhausts itself.
yeah.
It's like kind of like I don't know. It's kind of like, I mean, okay, I can put many frameworks on it. Some of them are also politically incorrect, right? Like one can put a framework of like, um, we exhaust our resources in our current land, so we want to colonize another level of meat. but
Yeah,
but
but don't you have to be open to that as well? Just
yeah,
like when you did your future.
Yeah.
Going into the future. I mean, if you're not open to this is what I'm saying. I've been open for everything because I had decided I don't want to live there. I don't want to live
Yes.
in that victimhood, you know. I
Right.
wasn't, that is not me, you know. I want to, it's like the inner warrior part of me
Yeah.
just went like, ah, you know,
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I know, I totally get it. And this makes me think how there are people, right, who would be more willing to go for the wild exploration faster,
Yeah.
right? And how there are people who perhaps need more time
Mm.
to explore where they currently are,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like not everyone like operates like a Magellan or
Yeah.
or or like these explorers with the ships, right?
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
everyone operates like to go and find out some other continent of meaning
Hmm.
immediately, and sometimes people need their time, and that's okay,
Mm.
right? That's
Yeah.
that's that's okay for people to need their time, right? And
Mm. Yeah, exactly.
we,
Mm.
we need to acknowledge and give space for that. And I think this goes back a bit like to I think to the pressure you mentioned we have between um, you know we feel as hypnotherapists, right, or as people who are more like in the transformation side of things. We
Yeah.
feel we are responsible for the transformation,
Hmm.
but if someone isn't there yet,
Mm. No,
right?
sometimes I think that they might come to me a little bit too early, you know.
Exactly.
I do agree with that. It's like I don't like diagnosis. I don't mind
No.
symptoms, but I
Yeah.
don't like diagnosis. But then, like, if we can framework it as symptoms instead, symptoms of, you know, the sort of
Y-
person you are, then, you know, you're welcome to see me. But if you have a diagnose, then I'm probably not. If you already see that you think that you are that person, then I want the clients to come to me that doesn't want to be there. They want to move forward. If you're
exactly.
ready for
Exactly.
that, then you should come
Yeah.
to me. And
Yeah.
if
And
you want to explore as well, you know, but
yeah.
not if you only see problems.
Yeah, exactly. And that separates, right, I guess, the two areas
Mm.
between, let's say, typical therapy, right, where people go for longer time, and hypnotherapy,
Yeah.
what we do.
Mm.
Um, so, wow, my brain is kind of buzzing with everything we talk, and I'm like, doesn't fully know where to land now.
I'm gonna have to re-listen to this
Yeah, I'm
because I am terrible. I'm just like blah 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 blah. And then I was like, why did I say that? You know, and like, what did I have to do with? I love our talks, and I hope somebody will get something out of it.
I think they will. My question for you is, considering everything and where you are now, right, where you are going next?
Yeah, this is, I wonder if this is why I did the journey I did this summer.
Ah,
We couldn't fly because we have a bunny, right?
yeah.
And we can't
Oh,
fly with the bunny. And we were going to be gone so long. And I was like, ah, it's a good idea just to drive through Europe with the kids, the bunny, and the dog
okay.
on my own, you know, like me, the only driver. It's like, what a great idea.
Yeah.
Uh, so I did that. And now when I'm here, I still feel like this little restless feeling in my stomach. And I'm not
Okay.
really, usually that's my gut telling me something. So I think I'm here just to kind of, on an exploration, you
Hmm.
know, getting some peace, get out in nature, because I don't think I know what's coming next, and I don't like that. That's a part of me. I have an ego state that doesn't like that, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that's what it is. But I'm continuing. As you know, like being a hypnotherapist is really difficult when we put stuff on, whether it's Instagram or Facebook and stuff like that, because it, for me anyway, when I'm in a good creating mood, I just kind of put something together and then throw it out there. But this commercial bit to kind of like, oh, come see me, book a session with me. I don't have that. You know, this is
Yeah.
why I'm not even sure that I'll ever be one of them that could do that 100% because um for me, it's when it comes to me, and I'm a woman as well, so our hormones obviously are like this throughout the month. So I don't always feel like creating either, you know. Yeah, good question. I'm not really sure.
Okay,
I'm gonna
you're decoding your intuition from what I understand
yeah.
currently. Yeah.
I might need your help.
Okay, well, we can make it happen. I'm here for you.
That's
Just ask.
good.
Yeah.
I
Well,
like
you
that.
already did, right? Kind of. So
Yeah.
let's make
No,
it happen.
but I had a good feeling that this talk was something good was going to come out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I
Mhm.
think I think there is a lot of gold nuggets in here
Yeah.
for, you know,
Or a lot of people just
anyone
go,
who
"Whoa."
who is willing to pay attention, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sometimes, yeah, like people will hear some things that will be a bit like, whoa, right?
And I can only explain it the way that it happened, you know, to me. And do you remember I didn't know this until I heard Mike Manel say it, and he said anytime you go back into a memory, you change it.
Yes.
So I try not to go into my past memories so much anymore because I don't want to change it, you know, like yeah.
But then
When
how
you
do you
said
know you
that,
remember them?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I tried to
Actually,
remember we said the feeling, yeah. If I
yeah.
go in, I go into the feeling. I don't
Oh my
repeat like the
God.
whole thing. I just go into the frequency of it all.
So now that we talked about it, we changed it effectively.
We changed something
Oh
changed.
my God.
I probably lied about something in it. No, I don't. No, but that's what he said. It could be like little
Yeah.
sub modalities,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know, that around it that I changed maybe. And
Okay.
I won't
Well,
know it because that's how he said it, and
I know,
that's
right?
really
It
interesting.
becomes
Yeah,
the new truth.
it made me
Okay.
really think about it. I was like, whoa.
Well, that's why we recorded. So next time I'm gonna ask you, we're gonna compare notes to
Yeah,
see how
good
it
one.
changed, how
Yeah.
memories have
Oh,
changed.
hold on. You said last time that, you know, yeah, it's God,
Oh,
put
well,
me on the
okay.
spot.
That was a fascinating conversation, Ulrika. I mean, my head is buzzing from our different perspectives, right? And kind of like you saying your perspective and your journey.
Mm.
We're trying to compare the frameworks and
Yeah, which I like. I like other people, you know, giving their thoughts on my
yeah,
experiences. You're not arguing with me. You're just trying to understand it the way that you can, you know. And this is what healthy dialogues are supposed to be, I think, you know.
right. Like it's like
You don't have to understand it the way that I understand it, you know.
yeah. I think it's this thesis, antithesis, synthesis, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is all about.
Very scientific of you.
Oh my God. Ah, I want to hide. Well, thank you again for being here with me. Okay. And
No,
yeah, thank you
no
everyone
problem,
who is
Orestes.
watching and see you at the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.